So here we are on our third day in Lviv. We spent all day yesterday looking at apartments and houses and stuff, and I think we found a place that we want to rent. We're trying to deal with that today, and we're just out here having breakfast, and this totally awesome truck pulls up next to me. This awesome ZIL truck with this cool little sticker on it, this cool little emblem on it. This is a classic, and it runs pretty well too. Guy just pulled up. Engine sounds good. I think these things are so cool. Just a super durable truck. I wonder what he's hauling. Probably deliveries for the restaurants and stuff. So we went into one of the public clinics today. Just about, we walked in there probably 10 minutes ago, and this is a public hospital funded by, taxpayers and, socialized medicine and all that stuff. We saw a doctor within about 5 minutes, and the doctor immediately took care of us. We were in there for all of about, maybe 15 minutes, and everything got taken care of, and we're back out on the street thanks to the kind and generous doctors here in Lviv. So I'm just waiting outside the maternity clinic here. We got a same-day appointment. We called them about 2 hours ago and basically got an appointment, really, pretty much immediately. We couldn't have taken any appointment sooner than this because we couldn't have gotten here in time. They're basically limited by how far we had to walk. And now we're gonna get some stuff done, to get an ultrasound done, and maybe go look at some more apartments. We got a couple of classes we got to teach today. The weather's really junky. We were planning on going to look at maybe some kind of fortress, but the weather's just not cooperating. It's going to be raining all day, so that's that. Our final day probably in Lviv. We might do a little bit more tomorrow morning, but tomorrow we should be setting off toward Kamieniec-Podolski. So we're on our way out of Lviv, moving south, and we saw this old church coming from the highway. We just pulled off to take a look at it, but it's surrounded by this really tall grass, and as we are woefully ill-prepared for our journey, we have no long pants, and I'm not going to risk going all through all this tall grass and getting a bunch of tick bites, so we're just going to enjoy it from afar and enjoy the bird sounds and the countryside, and get back on the road, see where it takes us. Okay, so we found this, we saw this little tiny sign on the highway that said that there was a museum in this little village, and we came up this really bad road and found this pretty cool little museum right here, and this super cute little puppy who's a little bit scared of me, but I'm trying to make friends with him. But now we're gonna go in and see what this museum's all about. I have no idea. It looks kind of medieval-y, but we'll see. Okay, so it's a tower that was originally built in the 14th or 15th century, and parts of it have been reconstructed, although the stone part of it is still mostly original. The wood is obviously new, and I'm going up this they call it stairs, it's a ladder, to get into the tower, and we're gonna have a really great view of the countryside once I'm up here. Got my bandana on, keeping out of the COVIDs. So you got a beautiful view of the countryside from up here. Just green as green can be. I bet this view hasn't changed much. And here we are. Nice iron door. Little contraption there. some artifacts. Well, we got up into the tower, but unfortunately the top level is closed off and not open to the public. Not sure why, but this is as high as we get to go. Admission was 30 hryvnia, so about $1.20, $1.10. But it's kind of cool. Got to see some artifacts. You know, it's a little museum out here in the middle of nowhere in a little tiny village. This is little, commemorating this 14th century, or no, I guess 16th, 15th, 16th century fort. And who knows what we'll see next. Hey, click like and subscribe. It really helps us out if you can do that. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so that we can actually monetize these videos. We're a long way off. I think we're about 35 right now. But if you want to help us out, click those links. Well, we got up into the... So here we are in the middle of some agricultural lands. This sign behind me says that these lands belong to a university and are used for research purposes, Agrarian University, for the Carpathian region of Ukraine, which is where we're at. And we're just surrounded by fields on all sides. We just decided to stop here on the highway and look around, enjoy the countryside. This is kind of the breadbasket of Ukraine, well, all of Western Ukraine, really. I mean, we've just been passing through fields ever since we left Kiev, and it's really a tragedy that, almost 100 years ago, there was a famine in Ukraine organized by the Soviet state called the Golodomor, and hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people starved to death in a region that produces a huge amount of food. But Stalin took all the food and sold it to other countries to buy factory equipment and feed the war machine. And now we're out here and you can hear the birds chirping and enjoy nature. It's a really beautiful place out here. Got wildflowers along the sides of the road, and this road's seeing a little bit of extra traffic today because it's been rerouted from the main highway due to the flooding in the region that happened in the last couple days. All these side roads are really muddy, which is kind of limiting our exploration chances. But hopefully we're going to make it to some interesting rock formations later today and see what happens.